Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. I want you all to sit back and relax, and we're going to look into the looking glass for the next few months ahead and see what's in store for 2023 and 2024. Sorry guys, I haven't been on for a little while. I've been extremely busy, but let's look into all this global craziness and see what's ahead for us all. I hope you are all safe and well in these trying times. Okay, right, let's see what comes into the crystal ball as it hazes over. Right, in my last world prediction, I warned of I was getting ISIS, I was seeing that really strong, and I was getting Iran and problems with the Middle East, and I was also getting Syria. And as you know, this has all just kicked off recently, and I'm seeing there's more stuff to come. But I did see when this all starts to come out and it kicks off, that at the same time there was going to be big news to do with Mr. Trump, Donald Trump. And then I said it was going to erupt to do with Iran. Okay, so watch for this. Okay. And I'm seeing it's as if Putin's going to be next. It's all going to be going off at the same time. I want to send blue and silver and gold archangel energy. Okay, Michael's energy, I'm getting it really strong, and it's got a touch of lavender in, and I just feel it's as if he's sending it over like a big cloud to calm the whole situation down, to do with the east and the east. Okay, and just to calm everything down. Because I do believe this is all part of a bigger plan. And this is what I'm going to look into tonight. Because I do believe we're only getting half of the news. Okay. Now, as you know, President Biden has said just recently that he will retaliate because obviously there's been US soldiers which have recently been hurt, or there's been problems over there. So I do worry and see into this crystal ball that I see this spiraling out of control. And I'm also seeing the word Tehran. Guys, I just think everything is all connected. And this is all about economy. It's all about the gold. It's coming out really strong. I'm getting the numbers 22, 17, 28, 16, and 26, 13, and 5. And I'm also getting the 1st. That could be around about the 1st of April. There could be some big changes coming in there. I want to say it's a lot to do with astrology as well. Don't forget, Mother Gaia is healing. She's ascending. And this goes beyond the Great Awakening. All right? Anybody can awaken to what's going on. But ascension can be very painful. So I believe that Mother Gaia, she's a conscious being. Right? She's a living conscious being. So she's erupting, and there's a lot going on. Some of it's natural, some of it's not. But as you know, there's been big storms recently. I believe it's been over Mississippi, and I did say that there was going to be problems with storms. But so I want to send healing and blessings out to everybody who's been hurt and lost their lives over there. It's been dreadful. They've taken a nasty blow recently. I'm getting Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. I'm filming this at Saturday night. I see more warnings coming. Okay, so prepare for this. So let's hope there's not much more to come. But I'm fearing that there's a lot of crashing and thundering to come. Okay, and I want to say that this is over. I'm very drawn to the southern parts of America. But I'm also seeing more weather warnings to come around California and possibly, I want to say there's something about Florida, but I don't know if it's to do with weather warnings or it's to do with more big news to come out with DeSantis or something, so watch for that. As you know, it's all been kicking off there over in France. There's been major protests. Yeah, so what I want to say is with Macron, it's as if I can see him getting voted out or suddenly leaving. But I'm also seeing this with Trudeau as well, guys. It's really strange. It's really strange. Round about the time there's going to be some big news to do with the flag, to do with the red and white flag. Okay, so watch for that. The summer's going to be very interesting, and so is the spring. And we're coming into the spring now. With China, I just feel it's as if, I still feel it's as if that they do not want war. They sit on the fence and it's all about economy. But where I see there's riots and, where there's been riots in France, I'm also seeing them to come in protests and marches to do with Chinese people and also the United Kingdom. Remember, it's the old system falling and the new system that they're trying to build. Okay? And it's like you have to piece everything together like a jigsaw puzzle. I'm still feeling there's more scandals to come out with Parliament, and I'm seeing a lot of protests and a lot more strikes to come in. And something about teachers, I don't know if it's just before the summer or into the summer, but there's big stuff to come out with schools in the USA and the UK. I am seeing an uprising here to do with the 15-minute cities, so possibly watch for that. But I don't feel they're going to be able to get away with it. I really don't. So they possibly we're going to have to come up with something else. And I just feel there's going to be protests about this. This is their plan. Okay, so there's going to be protests there. And I see a lot of the British people up in arms there. But also I'm seeing there's going to be problems there. Why the French people have gone against the government, it's to do with the retirement, and they've changed the age group on retirement. And obviously that there's been up in arms there with the French people. I see this happen in the UK, and I don't see the British people, taking this very well either. Okay, I want to say it's like the War of the Worlds. It goes beyond 3D. This is very spiritual. There's a big cleanup. There's a lot happening all at once here. So yeah, I feel as if there's a lot of rain to come to the UK as well. But when we're coming into everything what's going to be happening to do with the coronation, I actually get that there's going to be some huge news to do with around Harry, Meghan, possibly also watch for another baby to come in. But I don't know if it's coming in around them or it's to come in around William and Kate. Okay. But there's also going to be some shocking news there to do with around Princess Anne. Unless it's another female royal, so watch for that. But I'm getting extradited. I'm getting the word extradited. I don't know what that means. I'm not saying it's connected, but it may have something to do with passports or to do with Harry, or it's something completely different. But there's going to be a big sort of a bizarre twist there and uproar. I see everybody arguing about it. It's something to do with Harry's visa. Okay, so you need to watch for that. And if it's not extradite, it's not linked with Harry, it's to do with another situation. You need to watch for that, or it's going to be mentioned. So that's very interesting. Remember how Gaia is healing. It lies within land. It lies within people's DNA. It goes back through ancestors. So as I say that, I'm getting island. And I know there's a lot of stuff to come out with banks, and there could be problems. And it's something about Southern Ireland. It could be Northern Ireland, but you know how you've got Southern Ireland and Northern Ireland, and part of it's connected with the UK and part of it's not. Something to do with currency. There's going to be a problem there. So there could be protests going on to do with Ireland. But I'm also seeing, remember the potato famine? So there's unhealed energy. And what takes place in this world could affect the Irish people. So I want to say to the Irish people, stock up. I'm not saying this to scaremonger or anything like that. But I just feel it's as if that there's unhealed energy there. And we're all playing our part. We've all come back as the avatars. We're the heavenly magicians coming in from different parts of the galaxy. And we are healing old wounds, but not just us. We are healing it as a collective. We are healing our ancestors, what our ancestors went through. And this is a lot to do with endless wars from the past, old World War sort of people who died, my ancestors, fighting for what? Because it's the same thing, the same pattern going around and around in circles. So I've always said there's 3 heads to the beast. Russia, and as you know, Russia's gone rogue recently, and they've been sending off loads of missiles, and it's causing power outages in Ukraine. It's been killing people, injuring people. And I just feel you've got to look at it on a bigger picture here, because I don't believe the Russian people want this. Not all of the Russian people. I'm actually saying at some point that a lot of the people close to Putin are going to start turning against him. Putin's losing it, guys. It's so close. It's like a ticking clock. A ticking clock. I feel round about Easter or just after, that's going to bring big news out. Croatia. I'm saying it's as if Croatia, it's as if that there's going to be talks of them to do with them going into BRICS. But I actually see Croatia sort of standing independent. There's going to be, everything what happens to do with this whole system is going to change the whole sort of system for Croatia, but also Canada as well. That's coming in. Remember, it's like a house of cards and it's all coming down. But I'm feeling it's as if that Argentina, they're going to go in with BRICS. So we've got BRICS and we've got United Nations. Is that the other side? We've got NATO, haven't you? You've got NATO and BRICS. And it's like different rules. There's like this sort of fight going on about who gets what. But I want to say what takes place in Belarus. Listen carefully to this, guys. This is coming through really strong. What takes place in Belarus will sort of make Europe, I want to say, strike on something. Okay? But I'm getting this strange feeling about Argentina, and I'm definitely feeling, sort of like Norway, Iceland, Sweden, Switzerland is the core route to a lot of this. So how these countries were once upon a time independent, stood on their own, back in the old days, WW1, WW2, definitely. They're not now. I'm also seeing Germany, and there'll be big news to do with a pale-faced guy, okay, where there's going to be sort of scandals coming in there, and there's going to be a lot of worry. Round about the time there's a lot of news to do with Belarus, the Prime Minister there, and also Putin. Germany will bring big shocks by the summer to United Nations after France declares emergency. Okay, so I want to feel it's as if I want to send all the rainbow colours out there, all the pastel colours to calm the situation down. But this is inevitable, guys. This is like it has to change. It's coming through really, really strong. So trade, it's all about trade. Okay, and I said a long time ago when Brexit changes, will come out of Brexit, it's going to bring everything to the forefront. It's like you're pulling out that middle card from the house of cards and it all comes falling down. So trade, and I'm getting Saudi Arabia, I'm getting Morocco, Tunisia, and I'm also feeling Egypt's going to be massively, massively connected. I see a lot of ships sort of blocked, cargo blocked trade. So anybody who's relying on trade, businesses, there could be some problems by the summer. if not no later than September, October. And I'm also getting Algeria. So these countries are sort of coming in. I don't know if they're linked with BRICS or it's a third system. Okay, because everyone's awakening. Everybody realizes what they've got to do. They know the old system was falling. I'm talking about all these world leaders. Okay, so the ones who are dealing with the economy, the ones who are dealing with the trade, and we need trade around the world. But there's going to be a lot of problems with Spain. And the reason I'm saying that is they're showing us pesticides, poisons. They're showing us that. And I want to say it's as if like they take a lot of, cheap paid workers in from Morocco and Tunisia and places like that. But there's been a lot of cutbacks. It's like all new rules and regulations are coming in to do with food trade. And I'm sure I said this to you a little while ago. It's part of the cleanup. So where we've got all the cleanups happening, it's also affecting the railways. Because the plan is that they want them out and they want these new super trains coming in. So we're going through this like great crossover, guys. Okay. So eventually what I'm saying is United Nations moving, I'm sure they've got a link there in Algeria, but Africa and Morocco is going to play a massive, massive part for food trade into the future. Massive. Okay, which is good for Africa and places like that. But there's going to be a battle of the BRICS. Okay, there's going to be a battle of the BRICS. If anybody doesn't know what BRICS is, I'll put it in the link at the description of this video. But it's going to form a bigger, it's like a lot more people are going to start joining the United Nations or BRICS. So it's like BRICS coming up against United Nations. And this is all going to sort of be complete or nearly complete 2026, 2027. But that depends on a world event. Don't forget to look on into this crystal ball as well. And I'm sure I've said in one of my last world predictions that Saudi Arabia will lead the way with new technology, the UK and Australia. So you know how people say, oh, we're not digital. I think we practically are digital now. When do you know that you're digital? We've been digital for a long, long time. Okay? And everything's about tracking. Remember, the technology is not the problem, it's who's been behind the technology. So there is a war going on with different characters as well. But we are going all digital. I'm telling you this now, guys. And I said this. So Saudi Arabia's, it's as if like I'm getting this very, very strong. And there's going to be some crazy weather over there. I'm just looking into this crystal ball to see if it's natural or not. I'm getting Abu Dhabi. All right. And as you know, the United Arab Nations or something like that. They host the government summit there. And they're going practically green over there with the environment and new technology. And we're going to witness a lot of crazy weather to do with, rain, snowstorms, taking place in all these deserts, which has been happening. But it's like that I'm being shown here. It's like they're fiddling on. They're fiddling on with the weather. They don't tell where everything, guys. But I'm actually feeling it's going to work. I don't know what they're up to. Now, some people out there might disagree with me and say, oh, no, they're doing it for an evil. Remember, I'm looking at it very biased. I'm looking in bird's eye view here. And Jed's showing me, all right, like the center of it all. There's something else going on. They know something that we do not know about this planet. Be it either solar storms, they're worried about something. So they knew that there needs to be new technology to come in. I feel there's been like secret meetings with head leaders wanting to change everything with this new technology. And they're doing that now over in Abu Dhabi. And if everybody ever goes over there, it's all, they've got all sorts of, everything's green, all right, where they host the government summit, all right. So I see them leading the way. But I actually do feel Africa's going to be the centre of trade. It's very old ground there. So you may ask yourself, and a lot of people are out there and they've got their different opinions, but why they're migrating young men at a certain age, they're migrating them into the West, like that fighting age. But Jed's shown me here tonight something very, very strange, guys, and I'm going to be one of the first people to put this out. They're not putting this out to cause chaos, but they are making money. Remember, there's two sides to the coin. You've got the good side, you've got the bad side, you've got the yin, you've got the yang, you've got the black, you've got the white. Okay? There's two sides to this. But he's saying the light side here, they're not putting this out to cause chaos, but to reduce chaos. Why would I get that? Why would I get that? Okay. They know that there's more crazy problems to come with weather. So they've got a few things up their sleeve where they're trying to, in case there was any world disasters, they want to save all sort of races and cultures, okay, which is very important. So to save humanity, we've got to save this planet. But they're also up to something. And Jed's shown me here very high advanced AI technology. Okay. I'm seeing this really, really strong. There's a lot going on we do not know. And they're trying to maneuver this new technology, and they're doing something with the weather, guys. So where we've got huge floods and fires, we're going to witness a lot of this over the next year or so. So Jed's shown us like the dismantling things. They've got a lot of technology that we do not know. Remember the drip it in to make money out of, like the new latest iPhones and gadgets. But there's a lot going on out there to do with technology and weaponry we do not know. And a lot of this is to do with extraterrestrial. I believe that there is a certain extraterrestrial race on this planet working with certain people, trying to put the balance back onto Earth. They couldn't come in any other way. And what I'm being shown here is, Jed's shown us that they're manipulating the natural balance to slow it down. Listen to this. It's like a lever on a clock. They're slowing it down, dropping it. It reminds us a bit like my pump on my boiler. How it drops with the pressure. They're slowing it down to take it back over, so it flourishes again. A bit like when a woman who goes for IVF, right? This is what I'm being shown. This is what Jed's shown us. So if a woman goes for IVF, they take drugs to stop them ovulating their ovaries, okay, to put them into the forced menopause. So then with their drugs, they can then ovulate that baby, even choose the sex of the baby, choose the gender of the baby, should I say. All done with meds to create that baby. So you've got to understand, Gaia is not, this is what I'm not saying it's not out there and it's not being manipulated in a dark way, because I do believe the warlords are playing their part as well. But the good side to it, what I'm being shown tonight is the good side of it, right? They're manipulating something to take it over, to create a greener planet. Robots, highly advanced robots, okay? But highly advanced robots, AI, does not mix with native culture. Remember, we're all here because we're also going through our own ascensions. Remember, there where there's a dark, there is a light. So this is actually triggering humanity. They could not put this out on news. Hey guys, we've got, a few guys here from Venus with all this technology. They're doing it in a sneaky way. We are all from different tribes. And I'm getting that song by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I'll put the link in the description. When two tribes go to war. I'm getting that. We are a tribal race, humanity. But they know the West take it better. The West take it better. But they know that the West is also getting triggered by that tribal past. This is really, really big, guys. One by one, all nations of different leaders know the future. You go so far high up that ladder, then you know what's coming. Even Donald Trump, even Putin, they all know. Okay? They all know. So they don't want these admissions and these oils and, they want the plastic. That's going to be a massive thing to come in as well. They're sneaking it all in. We're going through the great crossover, guys. Talking about Putin, he's a deeply complex character. And I've tried to analyse him from the past 10 years now, past decade. But you need to ask yourself this, guys, right? Why would he go from this extraordinary KGB, cautious individual? Okay. Right. This man who used to be close to President Bush. He was one of the first leaders to call the White House when 9/11 happened. He was friends with Tony Blair. And that says a lot, doesn't it? He even met the Queen. Something changed. Why? We need to ask ourselves. Comment on the link below. A lot of you have your different opinions. But you see, why would he suddenly change from this cool, calm, sort of KGB, sort of cautious, sort of James Bond sort of look, to then go and take a high-risk invasion? The answer, I believe, to this question is the old empire is falling. And they were all getting part of the greed. All these people with the gold and the houses and the mansions and the billionaires. It's been a very unfair world for a long, long time. But this is all about the money and the greed. And Putin's playing his part as well. Remember, we are spirit beings in a meat suit. And we've all come back. A lot of us come back for karma. Even the ones who start the wars, they all come back for karma. So this, I believe, is not a war of the West, in the East. This is a war of the indifference. Go back 5 years, okay? Just go back 5 years. And things were different then. So it was the same. You had Trump, you had Putin. Right? So there was no sort of like not a war, or, they were thinking the same about fuel and industry and money and sovereignty. And we had sort of like, we didn't have peace, but we didn't have divide at that time. Then the election happened and everything changed when it didn't go right for Trump. I believe we will not see peace until either, this is for the US, right? I believe we will not see peace until either the right returns, okay, whilst Putin is in power, or the left become sort of untouched by the controllers. There's changes coming in on both sides of both parties. The bigger question is, who are the players? And at what takes place in the East will catapult the globe into a massive switchover. And our globe is going to go green, guys. There's going to be sort of like a heart stopper with all of this. And I don't believe Putin's like, I can sort of see him in the ticking clock, and it's like he's running out of time. But what the end result is going to bring anyway, whatever happens in the USA, whatever happens, right, around the globe, the end result will leave our globe into 3 sections of power, not just 2 to do with BRICS and NATO. There's going to be another section coming in here. And I'm sure I've said this in many, but I've described it as New Earth, the crystal grid, and an alien sort of race coming in. But you know, when you say these things, it might not be the way it's sort of that, but not so out. All I do know is only God knows. God knows what is going to take place. And there's many different timelines to get there. It's like the minute we're at A, we need to get to D. But the timelines in between can chop and change like spaghetti junction. So, only God knows the truth. Okay, I'm getting this really, really strong. And I'm also saying Valdemar the Great. And I'm actually getting there's a connection with Putin. And I don't know if that's part of his soul contract. Only God knows. And is it Valdemar or whatever? The Great from Russia, who's in spirit. The fate of America. Remember, there's more than just this physical world. And a lot of people who are being very erratic at the moment have attachments. But sometimes these attachments are connected with their soul family. There's not just demons attached to people. Some people are on soul contracts, either for good or bad. It's, I want to just say that we all need to stand strong. But the question is, who will be sitting in the White House by 2024? I do feel it's going to be quite a crazy ride, guys, and war is inevitable. But what I do see is a new economy, a new agriculture, and a greener planet will reside on this planet. A man from Europe, what he says when he makes an announcement, round about that time there'll be big news about, I want to say, the Prime Minister of Ukraine. Okay? Ships will go out. Fleets of warships, fighter jets will go out, then they'll turn. The Grandmasters are back, guys. And Earth is going through a massive, massive ascension. This is biblical, guys. And this is your host, Psychic LJ, signing out. Switch off your shield, switch off and feel. I'm working on loving you. Where am I? I think I'm stuck on end screen. Guys, I need to stop doing this astral travelling. I keep getting stuck in the cloud. But anyway, I'm stuck on my end screen. So don't forget, subscribe to my channel and press the bell for new updates.
Us fairies, you know, we're always getting up to mischief. See you all soon. Bye now.